Intro. Get ready to embark on a journey that will change the way you think about success. In this audiobook, we dive deep into the incredible life of a self-made millionaire whose rise from humble beginnings to fashion industry icon is nothing short of remarkable. You'll witness the triumphs, the setbacks, and the powerful mindset shifts that turned his struggles into unstoppable momentum. As you listen, you'll unlock hidden strategies and invaluable lessons that can ignite your own path to wealth and achievement in business and finance. Can you figure out who this mystery mogul is? Share your thoughts in the comments and join the conversation. Here are 3 well-known facts about the founder and his clothing company that you can use as a hint to find out who is he. In 1992, the brand started in his mother's basement in Queens, New York, with just $40 and a dream of creating a clothing line that represented the hip-hop culture and was tailored for the urban community. The founder faced numerous challenges, including financial difficulties and skepticism from industry insiders. However, his perseverance paid off when he gained recognition after securing a deal to have its products featured in a prominent music video by LL Cool J, which significantly boosted its visibility and credibility. The company gained widespread popularity in the 1990s, largely due to endorsements from influential celebrities and musicians in the hip-hop community. They utilized a unique business model by leveraging grassroots marketing and direct engagement with the target audience. Chapter 1: The Humble Beginnings. Imagine waking up every day in a small, cramped apartment, where every morning feels like a fight for survival. That's where this story begins, with a young man who had nothing but a dream and an unshakable belief that he could change his life. Born into poverty, he grew up watching his parents struggle to make ends meet, their dreams swallowed by bills and missed opportunities. But instead of being crushed by his circumstances, he felt a fire build within him, a desire to break free from the cycle of struggle and poverty. From a young age, he knew he wanted more. Not just for himself, but for his family. He didn't have the luxury of connections, wealth, or even a college degree. All he had was grit and a deep understanding that success wasn't going to fall into his lap, it had to be earned. Every obstacle was a stepping stone, every failure a lesson. He tried his hand at odd jobs, from selling newspapers on street corners to working long, grueling hours in a local factory. But in every spare moment, his mind wandered to a bigger vision. What drove him? It wasn't just the desire for wealth, it was the freedom that wealth could bring. Freedom from the daily grind, from living paycheck to paycheck, from the limitations that poverty had placed on him and his family. For him, the answer came in the form of a single moment of clarity. One rainy evening, as he sat drenched under the awning of a local coffee shop, watching people rush by with their designer clothes and expensive umbrellas, something clicked. Fashion. It was everywhere. But while the rich flaunted their wealth with high-end brands, he realized there was a gap. What about those who couldn't afford luxury but still wanted to look good? The seed was planted. He didn't have money to start a fashion line, no experience in the industry, and no contacts to help him. But what he did have was vision, and that was all he needed to get started. He began small, working out of his apartment, sourcing fabric scraps from local shops, and selling simple, handmade items to friends and neighbors. The designs were rough, but they had potential. He didn't just want to sell clothes, he wanted to sell a story. He wanted his brand to represent something deeper, the journey from struggle to success, from scarcity to abundance. And so, with each stitch, he wove not just fabric but the values that would eventually propel him to unimaginable wealth. But this was only the beginning. The real test of his determination was yet to come. However, the path to success was not without its hurdles. Alex faced numerous obstacles, financial constraints, production issues, and the ever-present challenge of breaking into a competitive market. Yet, with every setback, his resolve only grew stronger. He learned to navigate through these challenges with creativity and resilience, each obstacle becoming a stepping stone towards his ultimate goal. In the midst of this struggle, Alex's vision remained clear. He was not just creating a brand, he was crafting a movement. His designs were more than just clothes, they were statements, emblems of a culture that had long been underserved. This commitment to authenticity and connection with his audience became the cornerstone of his success. As his brand started to gain momentum, Alex's humble beginnings became a powerful testament to the idea that greatness often starts from the most unlikely places. His story is a reminder that success is not always about the resources you have at your disposal but about the vision, determination, and resilience that drive you forward. So, as you listen to the next chapters, reflect on the journey of this remarkable individual who began with nothing but a dream and a sewing machine. His story is not just about fashion, it's about the power of belief, perseverance, and the transformative impact of staying true to one's vision. In the next chapter, we will explore how Alex took his nascent brand from the local trade show to national recognition, turning his initial success into a powerful force in the fashion world. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the pivotal moments that defined his ascent and the lessons that can inspire your own path to success. Chapter 2: The Vision Ignites. As the autumn leaves began to fall, turning the city into a mosaic of red and gold, Alex stood at a crossroads. His small, humble brand had made a splash at the local trade show, but now he faced the challenge of turning this fleeting success into something sustainable. The initial spark had ignited, but it was time to fan the flames into a roaring fire. In his modest apartment, Alex was now working round the clock. His tiny sewing machine was a constant companion, but his mind was a whirlwind of ideas. He knew that to transition from a local sensation to a recognized brand, he needed more than just quality designs, he needed a compelling vision that could resonate on a larger scale. It was during these late-night sessions, surrounded by sketches and fabric swatches, that Alex began to see the broader picture. He wasn't just creating clothes, he was creating a movement. The key to igniting this vision was understanding his audience on a deeper level. Alex began to study the trends, the styles, and the cultural phenomena that captivated his target demographic. He realized that his audience craved authenticity, a brand that represented their values, struggles, and aspirations. The clothes weren't just garments, they were symbols of identity and resilience. Chapter 2: The First Big Break. The road to success is rarely smooth, and for our protagonist, it was littered with challenges that would have broken many others. But those early days, filled with uncertainty and financial strain, only deepened his resolve. He knew that playing it safe would never lead to the freedom he craved, so he took a risk that would become the defining moment of his early career. After months of grinding in obscurity, selling his clothes to anyone who would buy them, something extraordinary happened. It was a scorching summer afternoon, and he had set up a small booth at a local street fair. His table was modest, with only a few hand-sewn pieces laid out, but his heart raced with the hope that anyone, would see the potential he saw in his designs. That's when it happened. A well-dressed woman with sharp eyes and an air of importance stopped at his booth. She didn't say much at first, just looked over the clothes with a discerning eye, lifting each piece as if she was studying the fabric for secrets. After a few tense moments, she asked him one question: "Who makes these?" The woman's name was Susan, and as fate would have it, she was a buyer for a major department store. She had an eye for trends and a knack for spotting up-and-coming designers. Susan saw something in his work that no one else had yet: potential. She cared about the quality of his designs, the authenticity of his story, and the raw passion she could feel behind every stitch. But here's the thing: Susan didn't just offer to buy a few pieces to test them in her store. No, she went all in. She wanted a full line of clothing to be stocked in select stores across the country. For a struggling designer with barely enough cash to keep the lights on, this was the break he had been waiting for. But there was a catch. She needed the entire line in less than 2 months. The opportunity was golden, but the clock was ticking. With no employees, no proper equipment, and barely enough fabric to fill a single rack, the enormity of the task seemed impossible. But instead of backing down, he leaned into the challenge. He scoured the city for materials, borrowed sewing machines from friends, and even recruited family members to help with production. Day and night, they worked, stitching, cutting, and packaging the clothes in a race against time. What kept him going during those sleepless nights wasn't just the prospect of a big payday. It was the belief that this moment could change everything. Every piece of clothing he made was a testament to his perseverance, a symbol of the grit it took to turn a dream into reality. And, in his heart, he knew that if he could deliver, the doors that had always been closed to him would finally swing wide open. When the deadline arrived, he delivered the full collection, just as promised. His clothes hit the racks in Susan's department stores, and within days, they sold out. His designs resonated with customers because they weren't just buying clothes, they were buying into a story of resilience, determination, and the belief that anyone, no matter where they come from, can rise above their. Chapter 3: Scaling the Dream. Success is often said to be a double-edged sword. The initial victory is exhilarating, but what comes next is even more daunting: the need to sustain it, and more importantly, to grow beyond it. For our protagonist, the surge of excitement after his first major break was quickly tempered by the realities of what lay ahead. The success of his clothing line in Susan's department stores wasn't just a flash in the pan, it was the foundation of something far greater. But to build on that foundation, he would have to face his greatest challenge yet: scaling. The orders started coming in faster than he could fulfill them. What was once a small, scrappy operation run from his apartment had to evolve into a full-fledged business. And fast. But scaling wasn't just about producing more clothes, it was about transforming the entire structure of his operations. He quickly realized that the makeshift team of friends and family who had helped him get his first line out wouldn't be able to handle the volume of orders now flooding in. The dream was growing, and so too were the risks. He needed to find a way to scale his production without losing the quality and authenticity that had set him apart. His clothes were popular not just because they were fashionable, but because they carried a story, an energy that connected with customers on a deeper level. That energy couldn't be compromised. Yet, expanding meant bringing in new people, employees, manufacturers, and business partners, and that meant putting his trust in others. Trust that they wouldn't dilute his vision. This is where his journey took a crucial turn. He had to evolve from being a designer into a leader, someone who could inspire and manage a growing workforce. He started researching companies that had scaled successfully. One name that kept coming up was Nike. The sportswear giant had started small but managed to build a global empire by strategically outsourcing its labor force. Could this be the answer? But outsourcing felt like a risk. He had always prided himself on having a hand in every step of the production process. The thought of handing over control, even to trusted manufacturers, made him uneasy. But as orders continued to grow, he had no choice. He couldn't meet demand on his own, and so, after much deliberation, he made the decision that would change everything: he began to outsource production. This wasn't a decision he made lightly. He traveled to the factories himself, ensuring that every worker understood his vision. He wasn't just making clothes, he was making a brand, and every stitch had to reflect the spirit of that brand. It wasn't just about efficiency, it was about maintaining integrity as he expanded. This careful approach to outsourcing helped him retain, but scaling didn't come without its hurdles. Managing a global supply chain brought its own set of challenges. There were times when orders were delayed, and the pressure to meet deadlines became overwhelming. Once, a major shipment was held up due to a miscommunication at one of the overseas factories. With the release of a new collection looming, this setback could have cost him everything. Instead of panicking, he went back to the mindset that had helped him thrive in his early struggles: focus on the solution, not the problem. He worked day and night to resolve the issue, personally flying to the factory to negotiate a new shipping plan. In doing so, he learned one of the most valuable lessons of his career: the key to scaling isn't just delegation, it's adaptability. In business, things will go wrong. It's how you react in those moments that defines your success. That lesson became the cornerstone of his leadership philosophy. He began to hire managers who embodied that same adaptability, those who weren't just good at following orders but could think on their feet and make decisions that aligned with the brand's vision. With the right team in place, the business began to thrive. His designs started showing up in more stores, and soon, he had an international presence. He had gone from a broke designer selling clothes on the street to a brand that was recognized across the globe. But as the business grew, so too did the expectations placed on him. Scaling wasn't just about producing more clothes, it was about staying relevant in an ever-changing industry. He could no longer rely on the initial momentum to carry him forward. He needed to constantly innovate, to stay ahead of trends, and to keep delivering products that resonated with his customers. That's when he began to understand the importance of reinvention. Scaling isn't just about growing outward, it's about growing inward as well. The brands that last are the ones that never stop evolving, and this realization marked the beginning of a new chapter in his career. He began to think not just about the next season's line but about how he could innovate across all areas. Chapter 4: The Power of Reinvention. Growth is often mistaken for expansion. When a business flourishes, the natural instinct is to make it bigger, to take on more, to hire more people, and to enter new markets. But real growth doesn't come from simply doing more. Real growth comes from doing better, from constantly reinventing and refining the core vision. For the protagonist, this realization dawned not in a boardroom or strategy meeting, but in a moment of quiet reflection. It was early morning, and he stood on the balcony of his penthouse, overlooking the city that had once been the scene of his struggles. The view was symbolic of how far he'd come. He had the world at his feet, a thriving business, international recognition, and wealth beyond his wildest dreams. And yet, something was missing. He couldn't shake the feeling that his brand was at risk of becoming stagnant, trapped by the very success it had achieved. As the first rays of sunlight hit the horizon, he made a decision that would alter the course of his business once again. He would not allow the brand to coast on its current momentum. It needed to evolve. He knew that the brands that endured, the ones that remained relevant for decades, were those that constantly innovated, those that reinvented themselves without losing their essence. The first step was to reconnect with the core of his brand, the very thing that he began visiting stores anonymously, talking to customers, and listening to their feedback. He didn't just want to hear about what they liked, he wanted to know what they felt was missing. What did they need that they weren't getting? What challenges were they facing in their lives that his products could help solve? These conversations were eye-opening. The fashion industry was evolving, and so were the customers. The world was becoming more connected, and people were craving authenticity and meaning in their purchases. They didn't just want to buy clothes, they wanted to buy into a story, to feel like they were part of something bigger. His brand had always been about empowerment, but now, that empowerment needed to take on a new dimension. It wasn't enough to just make people feel good in his clothes, he wanted to make a real impact on their lives. That's when he decided to reinvent not just the products but the entire mission of the brand. He gathered his leadership team and presented a bold new vision. The company would no longer be just a fashion brand. It would become a lifestyle brand focused on empowerment, sustainability, and giving back to the community. The products would still be at the heart of the business, but they would now serve a larger purpose. Every design would tell a story, every fabric would be sustainably sourced, and a portion of the profits would be reinvested into initiatives that supported underserved communities. His team was both excited and cautious. This wasn't just a rebranding, it was a complete reinvention of the company's mission. There were risks involved, especially in an industry as competitive as fashion, where staying relevant often meant chasing the latest trends. But he wasn't interested in chasing trends. He wanted to create something timeless, something that would leave a legacy. The first project under this new vision was a special collection called Threads of Change. Each piece in the collection was designed not just to look good, but to represent a cause. For example, one collection was made entirely from recycled materials and featured designs inspired by nature. Another collection focused on empowering women in developing countries, with proceeds going directly to initiatives that supported female entrepreneurship. The response was overwhelming. Customers didn't just buy the clothes, they bought into the message. They felt connected to something bigger, something that went beyond fashion. The Threads of Change collection sold out within weeks, and the press hailed it as a groundbreaking move in an industry often criticized for its lack of social responsibility. But with success came new challenges. As the company grew and its mission expanded, the pressure to maintain the balance between profitability and purpose. Investors wanted returns, and the more philanthropic elements of the business model sometimes clashed with the realities of maintaining a profitable enterprise. The protagonist found himself in a constant push-pull between staying true to the mission and ensuring the business remained financially sustainable. It was during one particularly challenging quarter, where sales were down and costs were up, that he learned another critical lesson in leadership. Reinvention wasn't just about making bold changes, it was about having the resilience to navigate the storms that followed those changes. He called a meeting with his senior leadership team, and instead of panicking or scaling back on their mission, they doubled down on it. They decided to take the brand global in a way that hadn't been done before, entering emerging markets where sustainability and social impact were even more critical to consumers. The risks were enormous. These were markets where luxury Chapter 5, Breakthrough. In the relentless journey of entrepreneurship, there comes a moment when the sheer effort, persistence, and innovation culminate into a breakthrough that can redefine the trajectory of a business. For Alex, this moment was on the horizon, yet it was shrouded in the midst of continuing challenges and the ever-present quest for expansion. As the brand's reputation slowly mended and the product line evolved, Alex faced a critical juncture. He had managed to stabilize the operations and address the quality concerns that had plagued the company. The renewed focus on innovation and quality had rekindled customer interest. However, Alex knew that to sustain this momentum, he needed a game-changing strategy, a breakthrough that would catapult his brand into a new league. It was during this period of introspection and strategic planning that Alex decided to delve deeper into understanding his market. He realized that to truly make a mark, he needed to align his offerings with the pulse of contemporary culture. This meant going beyond conventional marketing and tapping into the very essence of what motivated and inspired his target audience. One evening, while reflecting on his brand's positioning, Alex attended a networking event where he encountered a dynamic young entrepreneur who was leading a new wave of digital marketing strategies. The entrepreneur's innovative approach to brand storytelling and consumer engagement sparked an idea in Alex's mind. It was clear that to capture the hearts and minds of a broader audience, he needed to embrace the evolving landscape of digital media and influencer partnerships. Inspired by this encounter, Alex embarked on a mission to integrate digital marketing into his business strategy. He initiated collaborations with influential figures in the fashion and lifestyle sectors, leveraging their platforms to amplify his brand's message. This move required an initial investment, but Alex was confident that it was a step in the right direction. The brand's association with prominent influencers began to create ripples across social media. Alex's team worked diligently to craft engaging content that resonated with both the influencers' audiences and the brand's core customers. This strategy not only expanded the brand's reach but also injected a fresh and relatable energy into its image. The once niche brand was now becoming a household name, recognized for its innovation and connection to modern trends. As the digital campaign gained traction, Alex observed an unexpected twist. The increased visibility and credibility translated into tangible results, sales surged, and customer engagement reached new heights. The breakthrough came in the form of a viral marketing campaign that captured the essence of the brand's journey, highlighting its resilience and evolution. The campaign's success was a testament to the power of aligning a brand's narrative with the zeitgeist of the time. However, Alex understood that sustaining success required more than just a successful campaign. He needed to ensure that the growth was sustainable and that the brand continued to innovate. He reevaluated his supply chain and production processes to accommodate the increased demand without compromising quality. This involved investing in new technology and streamlining operations to maintain efficiency. One of the key components of this phase was the establishment of a customer feedback loop. Alex's team actively sought input from their customers, using surveys and social media interactions to gather insights. This direct feedback allowed them to make informed decisions about product development and marketing strategies. The emphasis on customer-centric innovation became a cornerstone of the brand's approach. During this period of growth, Alex also focused on building a strong internal culture. He recognized that the success of the brand was not just a result of external strategies but also the dedication and creativity of his team. He implemented initiatives to foster a collaborative and supportive work environment, encouraging team members to contribute ideas and take ownership of their roles. The breakthrough Alex achieved was not merely a moment of success but a turning point that set the stage for future accomplishments. The brand's rise was a result of strategic thinking, adaptability, and an unwavering commitment to excellence. Alex's journey had transformed from overcoming adversity to seizing opportunities, and his approach to business had evolved to embrace both innovation and sustainability. As the brand continued to flourish, Alex remained vigilant and open to new possibilities. He knew that the business landscape was ever-changing and that continued success required ongoing adaptation. The breakthrough he experienced was a testament to the power of vision, resilience, and the willingness to embrace change. In the upcoming chapter, we will explore how Alex leveraged this breakthrough to scale his brand even further. The challenges and triumphs of this next phase will reveal how he navigated the complexities of rapid growth and maintained the essence of his brand's identity. Stay tuned to discover the strategies and insights that propelled Alex to new heights in his entrepreneurial journey. Chapter 6: Scaling the Dream. The rapid success Alex's brand had experienced was nothing short of exhilarating. The surge in visibility and customer engagement had propelled the company to new heights, but the journey was far from over. With the breakthrough firmly in place, Alex now faced the exhilarating challenge of scaling his business, transforming from a burgeoning enterprise into a global force. The first challenge Alex confronted was expanding his operations to keep up with the growing demand. The office that once felt ample and cozy now seemed cramped and overwhelmed. The team, while dedicated, struggled to manage the influx of orders and the constant stream of new product ideas. Alex knew that scaling required a comprehensive strategy, one that would address both operational efficiency and market expansion. Alex began by revisiting the core processes of his business. He brought in experts to optimize his supply chain, focusing on reducing bottlenecks and improving delivery times. This meant overhauling the logistics network, investing in state-of-the-art technology, and building relationships with new suppliers. The goal was clear: to ensure that the company's growth was sustainable and that customer satisfaction remained a top priority. In tandem with these operational improvements, Alex turned his attention to market expansion. The success of his digital campaigns had proven the brand's potential, but to truly scale, he needed to tap into new markets. He began exploring international opportunities, seeking regions where his brand's unique identity and message would resonate. This decision was not made lightly. It involved extensive research and careful planning to navigate different cultural landscapes and regulatory environments. To facilitate this expansion, Alex built a network of trusted partners and distributors in target markets. He understood the importance of local expertise in ensuring that his brand's messaging and products were well received. This approach not only helped in tailoring the brand's offerings to suit regional preferences but also provided valuable insights into emerging trends and opportunities. The brand's entry into international markets was marked by a series of strategic moves. Alex launched localized marketing campaigns that highlighted the brand's connection to local cultures and values. He collaborated with regional influencers and celebrities to create buzz and establish credibility. These efforts were pivotal in building brand awareness and driving sales in new territories. Despite these successes, scaling also presented a new set of challenges. Alex faced increasing competition from established players and new entrants in the market. The landscape was evolving rapidly, and staying ahead required constant innovation and adaptation. Alex and his team worked tirelessly to enhance their product lines, incorporating feedback from customers and staying attuned to industry trends. One of the significant initiatives during this phase was the development of a robust customer loyalty program. Alex recognized that retaining customers was as crucial as acquiring new ones. He introduced a rewards system that incentivized repeat purchases and engaged customers with exclusive offers and early access to new products. This program not only fostered customer loyalty but also generated valuable data on consumer behavior and preferences. As the brand continued to scale, Alex also focused on strengthening the company's internal culture. He believed that the success of the business depended on the collective efforts of a motivated and cohesive team. He implemented training programs and career development opportunities to ensure that employees were equipped to handle the demands of a growing company. Creating an environment where team members felt valued and empowered was a cornerstone of Alex's strategy for long-term success. During this period of scaling, Alex encountered a pivotal moment that would define the future trajectory of his business. The company was on the verge of a major acquisition offer from a large conglomerate. This offer promised significant financial gain but also raised questions about the brand's identity and direction. Alex was faced with a critical decision: whether to accept the offer and integrate with a larger entity or to continue building the brand independently. After much deliberation, Alex chose to retain control and pursue growth on his own terms. He believed that maintaining the brand's unique identity and vision was essential to its long-term success. This decision required a renewed focus on innovation, strategic partnerships, and customer engagement. Alex was determined to prove that the brand could thrive as an independent entity and continue to make a meaningful impact in the global market. In the following months, Alex's commitment to scaling the brand was evident in the continued success and expansion of the company. The brand solidified its presence in international markets, introduced new and innovative products, and maintained a strong connection with its customers. The journey of scaling was not without its hurdles, but Alex's resilience and strategic approach ensured that the brand continued to grow and evolve. As we move into the next chapter, we will delve into the final stages of Alex's journey, a period marked by consolidation, reflection, and strategic planning for the future. The story will reveal how Alex navigated the complexities of sustaining success and prepared for the next phase of his entrepreneurial adventure. Stay tuned to uncover the insights and lessons learned from the culmination of this remarkable journey. Chapter 7: Giving Back. In the world of entrepreneurship and fashion, few stories are as compelling as that of Daymond John, the visionary behind the global brand FUBU. His journey from humble beginnings to becoming a multi-millionaire is a testament to the power of determination, innovation, and giving back. As we explore the final chapter of this remarkable tale, we'll uncover how Damon John's commitment to giving back not only defined his success but also elevated his impact on the world. Damon John's story began in the bustling borough of Queens, New York. He started with nothing but a dream and a few dollars to his name, determined to make a mark in the world of fashion. His breakthrough came with FUBU, a brand that revolutionized streetwear and became synonymous with urban culture. What set Damon apart was not just his innovative designs but also his relentless drive and the invaluable lessons he learned along the way. As FUBU grew from a small operation in Damon's mother's house to a global phenomenon, Damon remained grounded in his values. He understood that true success was not merely about amassing wealth but about making a meaningful difference in the lives of others. This principle became the cornerstone of his approach to business and philanthropy. Damon John's commitment to giving back was evident in his numerous initiatives aimed at empowering the next generation of entrepreneurs. Establishing the Damon John Academy, a platform dedicated to providing education and mentorship to aspiring business leaders. Through this academy, Damon offered practical advice, resources, and inspiration to those who, like him, dreamed of building their own empires. In addition to his educational efforts, Damon became a vocal advocate for economic empowerment in underserved communities. He recognized the potential in every individual and worked tirelessly to create opportunities for those who needed them most. His initiatives included funding scholarships, supporting local businesses, and championing social enterprises that aligned with his vision of positive change. One of the most profound ways Damon gave back was through his involvement in various charitable organizations. He collaborated with nonprofits focused on issues such as youth development, education, and health. His personal experiences and success stories served as a beacon of hope for many, demonstrating that with hard work and perseverance, dreams could indeed become reality. As Damon John's influence grew, he became a sought-after speaker and mentor, sharing his insights on entrepreneurship and philanthropy and used his platform to inspire others, emphasizing the importance of giving back and using one's success as a catalyst for broader societal impact. His speeches were not just motivational but also practical, offering actionable advice on how to blend personal success with social responsibility. Damon's approach to giving back was not merely about financial contributions, it was about creating a legacy of empowerment and transformation. He believed in the power of mentorship and community support, understanding that true success was measured by the positive changes one could create in the world. His story is a powerful reminder that success is not just about achieving personal goals but also about uplifting others and making a lasting impact. As we conclude this chapter, it's clear that Damon John's journey exemplifies the intersection of entrepreneurial brilliance and philanthropic commitment. His legacy extends beyond the success of FUBU, it encompasses the countless lives he has touched through his dedication to giving back. Damon's story encourages us to reflect on our own journeys and consider how we can contribute to the greater good while pursuing our dreams. In the next chapter, we will explore the final reflections and future aspirations of our protagonist. We'll delve into how he plans to continue his journey of impact and innovation, setting the stage for the next chapter in his remarkable life. Stay tuned to discover the ongoing evolution of a true entrepreneurial icon.